So welcome back to another episode of Analyzing Awfulness, where we break down whether or not the OP is in the right or the wrong, while offering unsolicited advice regarding the situations. Today we'll be talking about a father that withheld his late wife's letters to their daughters, and their reaction was not what he was expecting. Let's get into it. I, 49 male, was married to my wife for 20 years. I lost her in a car accident 8 years ago. We had 2 beautiful daughters together. Maeve, 18 now, 10 when her mother passed, and Alex, 16 now, 8 when her mother passed. I am very close with my daughters, but they were both definitely mama's girls. Not only were the daughters super young when they tragically lost their mother, but they must have had a really good relationship too. It's really sad, honestly. I lost someone super important to me in a car accident, and I was a senior in high school, but it still kicked my butt. As a younger kid, I just couldn't imagine, especially if it was someone as important as your mother. Dang. Let's keep going. My wife was a magnetic woman. She was beautiful, intelligent, kind, and people were drawn to her. This also helped cement how the girls probably felt about their mother as well. One of those people that the world is worse off without, especially for those girls as well as their father. An important thing to know about my wife is that she had a passion for writing. She was unfortunately in a profession where she didn't write much, so she did a lot on her own time. One of her favorite things to write was letters. She wanted people to know that she cared about them. So I actually really relate to this, but the majority of the letters I have written for others are only to be shared if I was to pass away. A way to say goodbye to ensure the person that until the end I cared about them and that I'd never want them to blame or punish themselves. That all I'd want is for them to be able to be happy, move on, and live their lives to the best of their ability. I feel like whatever we're about to hear about will be similar to that. After she had each of my daughters, she wrote them a letter. She wrote each within days after their births and wanted to give them away on their graduation days. She put them in a firebox in our basement to avoid losing or forgetting about them. She wrote the letters with the intention of giving them to our daughters herself 18 years later as a sort of time capsule type of thing. Both letters contain mostly words of wisdom and information about what was going on when they were born. Okay, so I wasn't right with why they were initially wrote, but given that the mother tragically passed away, that's what those letters seem to have become. It sucks that an updated letter wasn't able to be written as a comparison, what their mother thought of them and how she perceived their futures compared to who they ended up becoming in the end. The wisdom their mom had at the beginning compared to what she learned through them would have been beautiful to see as well. Maeve graduated from high school today, and I went to her room with a letter tonight. I let her cry on my shoulder as she read it, and at first she seemed happy to have heard something directly from her mother. However, after she read it, she turned to me looking surprisingly angry. She asked why I had waited so long to give it to her. She had so many rough moments and heartbreak in the last 8 years, where all she wanted was her mother's wisdom, and I withheld the letter. From her perspective, this is a totally justifiable response. Who knows what she has went through, then going through it without her primary maternal figure couldn't have been easy. There was probably quite a bit her father wouldn't understand, or at least she may not have felt comfortable sharing it with him. In these moments when she felt completely alone, having something like this letter would have connected her to her mother and showed that in the end she actually wasn't. Plus, the words of wisdom, whatever they could be, may have been exactly what she needed to hear in some of those moments. She never knew the letter existed, spent all these years thinking every connection to her mother was either gone or she knew about them already, so this surprise shifted her world, and her father keeping it from her may feel like some kind of betrayal. I told her I was just doing what her mother had said she wanted, and Maeve shot back that her mother also hadn't planned on being in the accident. Alex heard the shouting and came into the room, and Maeve told her about the letter. Okay, so again, the daughter's initial response in this paragraph is understandable. Things changed, so it's reasonable to expect that her mother's wishes would as well. I can't fault her for that logic, especially given the emotion she's going through right now. That being said, OP knows about the mother's wishes while she was alive. We can all speculate that her wishes may change till our lungs give out, but we have no evidence of that. All we do know without a shadow of a doubt is what she wanted the letters to be for. So the respectful move, the honorable honorable move was for OP to respect those wishes out of love for his lay wife. If he did choose to give the letter early, I doubt the mother would have minded given the situation. If her daughters needed to see it, then she would probably be okay with sharing it early. The problem is that can't be proven, so OP did what he felt was right as both a husband and a father. Now Maeve sharing the letter's existence with her little sister is a lot less justifiable. She was angry, not thinking straight, I understand that, but doing so made an unnecessary rift between Alex and her father, putting OP in another situation where emotions are high and he has to choose between doing what he believes his wife would have wanted versus what his daughters actively do. It was super unfair, and even though it probably wasn't Maeve's intention, caused her father to then have to fight a war on two fronts, not including the one he has been fighting inside as well. This also hurt the relationship between OP and Alex, father and daughter, in a point in her life when she may need him the most. Maeve is an adult, Alex is not, and there is a chance she now feels like she doesn't have any parental figures to look towards for guidance. Now they're both upset and don't want to talk to me. I feel so awful about this whole situation. I was raised by my single mother after my own dad took off, so on one hand, I've always wanted to be the best father I can, and I feel terrible that I withheld something that would have brought them comfort. On the other hand, my wife had very specific instructions about her intentions with the letters, and I just wanted to follow through with that. So now I'm very conflicted and I just want to know, am I the a-hole? You're not the booty hole, not at all, and one day I pray that your daughters are able to understand that. They lost their mother, but you lost your wife. The relationship was different for both parties involved. You were the adult, you were entrusted on the knowledge of what those letters were for, and in turn the responsibility of doing what you believe is right with them should something happen to your wife, which sadly is what happened. Nobody would know your wife or her wishes as well as you, so you did what you believe she would have wanted, what she said that she wanted, and nobody else's feelings takes away your rights to do that. But your daughters aren't jerks either. They are coming to grips with new information they never knew existed, about someone they lost so many years ago, a loss that has affected them a lot even after all of this time. They have to know that you love them, and over time they will come to understand why you did what you did, especially since your actions were out of love even now, and it would be wrong to fault you for doing what their mother, your lay wife, asked of you to do. You honored her wishes even after death. It speaks volumes about your character, and I pray that they are able to see that. This isn't really a situation that I can offer unsolicited advice in, as I've never been in a situation even remotely similar to this one. I'm sorry for that, but if any of you do find yourselves in a similar situation to OP here, I hope you were able to learn from his actions and the response to them. That's all I have to say. Have a great day. Thank you.